You know how we knock 'em down. Yeah, we know we knock 'em down. You know we knock 'em down. 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 Yeah, knock 'em down. Yeah, knock 'em down. Oh yeah, you know that we knock 'em down.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, and today I'm here to talk about Adrien the Problem Broner. As you all know by now, Adrien Broner lost a unanimous decision to Sean Showtime Porter last night on PBC on NBC in the main event. It was an ugly fight. It was really unwatchable. Broner gave the fight away by not letting his hands go. He never established his jab. His countering was ineffective or inconsistent. He didn't let his hands go. He allowed himself to be, bullied on the ropes at times. He did a lot of clinching, a lot of holding, a lot of roughhouse tactics to try to throw Sean Porter off of his game. Going into this fight, I picked Broner by unanimous decision. I factor in that I believe that, I still believe this, but I felt that Broner was and still is the better fighter than Porter. He had more skills. Plus the 144-pound catch weight I thought would affect Sean Porter more than it did. And I just simply thought that by Broner working with Floyd Mayweather Jr., being around him, seeing how he trained for his fight with Pacquiao and how he carries himself when it comes to, his craft, his sport of boxing, his sport of boxing, I thought that would start to wear off on him. But man, Broner really, it was a close fight. Porter was the rightful winner. Neither guy was really impressive, but you give props to Sean Porter for doing what he had to do. He was the more aggressive guy. He forced the action. He was assertive. He pressured Broner and made him uncomfortable. But Broner never really threw off his rhythm. That of Porter's I'm talking about. And he simply failed to, rise to the occasion. Yes, he did get a beautiful knockdown in the opening rounds of the opening seconds of the 12th round, where he caught Sean Porter clean on the chin with a left hook. But he didn't have that sense of urgency. Like, at times he tried to finish him in that round, but he just didn't go all out to really, go for the kill like I would have liked to see him do. Really, what's next for Adrien Broner? I mean, this is his second defeat of his career. He's now lost to Marcos Maidana and Sean Porter. It's obvious that pressure fighters, give him tons of trouble. And that may be an understatement. He simply doesn't, deal well with guys who put constant pressure on him. One of the reasons why is because he can't fight he can't fight on his back foot. He doesn't throw a lot of punches, so he's not throwing off the timing. His foot, movement has been better, but offensively, he doesn't give himself a chance to win. And if he's going to continue to fight at 140 and 147, he's going to have to become more active offensively. He's going to have to, move his feet more. He's going to have to, jab a lot. I mean, that's the key punch in any boxer's arsenal. You can win a fight with the jab. The jab you can throw. I mean, the jab sets up everything. It sets up defense. It sets up offense. It throws off rhythm. It's a measuring stick to see the gauge the distance. And Broner did that very well in his fight against John Molina. But last night his jab was inconsistent. Rarely was even there. I mean, he tried to throw. I mean, he threw a lot of left hooks. He threw some right uppercuts, some nice right hands, but he didn't really go to the body. And he just left a lot to be desired in that fight last night. What's next for Broner, though? You know, in the post-fight interview, you can tell he was hurt. You know, he was saying these fans are still going to ask for my autograph and ask for my picture, and my family is, you know, financially secure, which is true and all that, but still, you got to learn to throw as many punches as you talk outside of the ring. He talks a lot. If he would throw as many punches, you know, as much as he runs his mouth, he'd be better off. He's a talented guy, and I'm not gonna, you know, shit on him or, you know, say that he doesn't have a bright future still in boxing, because he's what, 24, 25. He's still excuse me, he's still young. He has room for improvement, definitely. I think it's time for him to get a new trainer, and by him getting a new trainer, he needs to be all in, whether it's a John David Jackson or what's the guy? One of my favorite trainers. He trains Lamont Peterson and Hank Lundy. You know what I'm talking about. But he needs somebody that's gonna no nonsense. You know, no nonsense, no cutting corners and training. You listen to what I gotta say. You be attentive, and the relationship can work. But Broner has that attitude that he's on the level of Floyd Mayweather Jr., which he's not. He's on the level of a Pacquiao, which he's not. I mean, he has to be more disciplined, more focused, and open to criticism, constructive criticism, and open to being, you know, want to be taught more fundamentals and you know, tighten up the holes in his game. You know, he's too focused on bragging and selling the fight. But I mean, it's fine to sell a fight and talk trash, but you also got to get in the ring and perform, which he isn't doing. He's inconsistent. I mean, he was 3-0 before yesterday's fight, and now he's back at the drawing board. I mean, he said, and I respect it. He still says he the can man, anybody can get it, but you can tell doubt might be starting to creep up in his mind, because he's like, I still fight anybody. But, you know, you're like, everybody knows he's a beast. Yeah, I mean, you got the potential to be a beast, but you don't have the discipline, the focus, the drive to be the beast. And once you moved up to 147, I mean, dude, you have to adjust. Your power is not what it was at 135 as it is at 140 or 147. So that tells you something. Let me adjust. Let me make the proper improvements so I can have a long-standing career and be successful and reach all the goals that I want. I mean, a lot of people are saying that he got dominated in that fight last night, which is not true. He got out-hustled, out-wrestled in that fight. I mean, it was ugly from both guys, you know, doing the clinching and the hugging and the wrestling. But like I said, Broner, I mean, he has a lot of people that he can fight. He can fight a Thurman. He can fight a Lamont Peterson, a Hank Lundy, Devin Alexander, Lucas Matisse. I mean, there's tons of guys out there that he can fight. And he didn't take no punishment last night. So I expect him to fight for a third time this year, maybe October, November. But it's definitely key for him to be active. And really, I think he needs to change trainers. Mike Stafford has taken him as far as he can go with him, I believe. I think he needs some a new voice in that corner that's not going to take none of his BS antics and childish games. I think he needs somebody like John David Jackson, or like I said, Lamont Peterson's trainer. I can't believe I cannot think of his name right now. Barry Hunter, there it is. Barry Hunter, who holds his fighters accountable. I know Broner has worked in camp with Peterson, and I don't really know how the interactions with Broner and Hunter are, but Barry Hunter, he's not only a motivator, but he's a guy he's a very good teacher. And maybe, you know, Broner would be wise to, you know, at least give him a tryout, or see how training camp go, not for a fight, but just a 2-week, 3-week tryout. And same with John David Jackson, who's study rising as up the ranks as a trainer. So, you know, he just needs to find a new trainer, improve and focus, and increase his output, and maybe he can reach his potential. But that's it for this video. Just, you know, felt the need to, you know, talk about Adrien Broner. He let me down. I picked him to win a unanimous decision, but obviously, congrats to Sean Porter, who did what he had to do. to get the victory and moves on to bigger and better things. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about this video. Like this channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go to Facebook and like our Colossal Boxing Talk Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Colossal CBT. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.